Hello everyone, welcome back to another Aviation Master live stream. Today we are here at Los Angeles International Airport, gate 87. We are on the, well, you could say the east side of the airport. And we are on the 727 here, cold and dark, sitting at the gate here at United Gates. This is the wonderful Mr. Etsit's LAX. This is not the short final designs, this is the freeware LAX. But we do have Coders Denver being payware at Denver, and it is really great in my opinion. I think it's the best scenery I like have on my custom scenery folder. I'm not even kidding. It's like really good, really detailed, and we're gonna be checking that out today. So to start off, I'm gonna go ahead and bring in my checklist for the 727. I always like to keep that handy. Okay, Boeing 727 checklist closes up. Alright, we're good to go. Okay, so I have my flight plan on SkyVector. However, I haven't really planned it out. It's just there at the moment. So I'll go through that with you guys, because we're going to be tracking VORs again for today's flight. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is navigation beacon lights, go ahead and turn those on. Let's see. I try to follow a checklist. Seems like we're good to go here. Pretty much it. There's a bunch of tests to indicator lights test. These are right here, and that's the gauges. Actually, let's do that again. I'm just gonna show you guys what that looks like. It's sick, pretty good. All of these are HDR lights. Really goes well with the plane. These are not textures. It's like actual light spilling out of the. It's like LED stuff. HDR. Very cool. Alright, and for what it looks like, your APU fire test, we can do that over here on the APU panel. Let's see, there it is, and we can reset. That works. There's also the engine fire test. Great. Alright, beautiful. And now, there isn't really much to do. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and load in the plane, load up the plane. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring up my Avid tab real quick. I've got all my info for the flight plan. LAX to Denver. Had that somewhere. Actually, I think it's like a really recent flight plan, so I'm just gonna go ahead and exit out here. Whoops. Alright. Here it is. LAX to Denver, 727-100, and we're going to be United 294 today. Sorry guys about the lack of VATSIM content. It's just that my plane just doesn't really like VATSIM with all the new Velocity launch. But I updated it today after like 11 versions of not using it, and I'm going to go ahead and test it out after this stream, and hopefully everything goes as I intended to go. That would be great. Okay, so we need about 12.5 thousand kilograms, so I'm going to put in about 1,000 more, a little bit over 1,000 more than that. For zero fuel with 53.4, and we got to match that up here. Denver used to have Stapleton Airport as its main airport, but now it is Denver International Airport. Whoops. I haven't flown this plane too much, so I don't know if there's like an option to optimize center of gravity. That is probably, so like, yeah, makes sense. Whoops. Not sure why that one doesn't work. Go ahead and empty this one out. You know what? Sure, that works. That works. The important thing is that we have the fuel loaded in correctly. So, another thing that we have to do is we have to check out the plan on SkyVector. So it's going to be LAX to TRM, which is going to take about 1 hour and 10 minutes, and that's going to be 115.3 nautical miles of flight plan. So that's going to be the LAX-1 departure, and I'm assuming there's a VOR, well, not necessarily a VOR, at least somewhere to guide us. We can track, we can track LAX outbound. I'm pretty sure there is a VOR, like 100% sure there is. Oops. Alright, and we've got LAX VOR, which is channel 83, 113.6 on the frequency, and we can use that as our reference, because about 30, I think it's 30 miles, wait, hold on, no, I'll have to calculate the distance, but we're not going to be flying on a Victor Airway. We're just going to make our way out. We can track, since I'm pretty sure this one does have DME, so, and then we are going to join our course towards the TRM VOR, if I'm not wrong. Tango Romeo Mike. Let's see. Yes. Correct. So we'll join Tango Romeo Mike, and that will be. So first we're gonna track LAX outbound for I don't know how many miles, and then we're gonna turn left 080, and we're gonna track inbound towards Tango Romeo Mike VOR. And after Tango Romeo Mike, we're gonna fly 063 for about 30 miles. And I don't know, there is another VOR we're flying to. Seems like it's just an intersection. But we can track that with DME, no problem. And then 31 degrees for 82 miles, and that would be another VOR, which is Echo Delta VOR. And God, I hope that one does have DME, because it's going to be Echo Delta to Juliet 236 for about 176.8 miles. And then I think, yeah, then there's another VOR, thankfully, so we're going to track that one inbound, so it'll be easier to navigate. Then to Shimps, which I think is the transition to the T-Bar 3 arrival into the ILS from which once it's right. I'm not sure if it has ILS, but it is their only once it's right approach what we're planning into Denver today. To T-Bar 3, from Shimps to T-Bar 3, it's about 150.9 nautical miles, about I'd say like 30 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes of flight time between like the transition, or what I think is a transition, towards the actual approach towards the airport. So luckily LAX isn't too frame rate heavy, and we have enough RAM to not kill our computer, so we're good. Alright, proceeding with the checklist, we can actually go ahead and tune in the VORs that we need to fly. We don't have to request IFR clearance or anything. We don't really need to do that, luckily. Hold on a second. Alright, so LAX VOR would be, so I see the, alright, there it is. So it's going to be Los Angeles 113.6. We're going to go ahead and tune that in here. Tune that into the active. And the course for that one outbound is, I'm not really sure. Actually, that's why I always like to keep my Navigraph open, because I can literally just take a look at it. Because Navigraph does give you like distances sometimes, so like I'm using both SkyVector and Navigraph, both work. Alright, so let me just grab this. Yeah, LAX to Denver, and for what it looks like, it'll be runway 25 right, and then the LAX 1. So we're gonna go ahead and open up the chart and take a look at it. So Oh, okay. So actually, instead of tracking from LAX, we can track towards Seal Beach VOR, and then the course would be 080 towards the other VOR we need to fly to. So we can tune in Seal Beach. The problem is that I don't know the heading, so I'll take a look at that. So, okay. So that'll be 115.7, and we're tracking to Seal Beach, and that'll be 4,000 feet. Because it'll be like right on departure, we'll fly over Long Beach, and then hit Seal Beach, and then turn towards 080 to fly towards the VOR. So 115.7 if I'm not wrong. And I'm not really sure. Okay, so it seems like no, we're not flying from, we're flying to it. I'm gonna adjust the course in a second. Okay, so it's 071, so it's showing me the courses for departure. And I'm gonna take a look at SkyVector to see, because SkyVector doesn't give me headings for flying it outbound. I think 06, no, actually 05. There's the intersection right there. There's a security area. Let's do this actually. I'm gonna open up another SkyVector tab so we get more precise numbers. So if I just do LAX, SLI, yeah, there it is, LAX to SLI. So from LAX to SLI, it's going to be 100 degrees, about 21 miles. So we do have a choice, you know. Jesus Christ. There we go, 100 degrees, exactly, precisely 100 degrees, and it seems like it's correct because Seal Beach VOR is over to our northeast, but it still gives me the front flag. 115.7 is active. Go ahead and hit nav lock. Okay. So after Seal Beach, we're gonna fly towards Tango Romeo Mike VOR, which I have no clue what the frequency is, so that's what Navigraph is for. I can just get rid of this and hit that. Thermal vortex is 116.2, so we can just do that. Okay, 116.2. And actually, since we're flying towards the VOR, we don't really need the DME information, like we just need the needle to center. So as soon as the needle centers, we're going to turn towards the VOR, but how do we know when to turn? That is the question, and that's where we're going to have stuff on the VHF2 set up here. So 116.2 is set up and active, and it's going to be 080 for the course, so yeah, it gives me the front flag for some reason. It should be showing too. Maybe because we're a little bit far from it. Or maybe I just missed something. Anyway, let's proceed and make sure we tuned in everything. Oh, hold on a second. I think I actually screwed up my SkyVector. I'll need to put this back in. Okay, great. It's back. So Echo Delta. So after we reach thermal, we're gonna fly 31 miles. No, 82 miles. No, 30 miles outbound, heading 063. And for heading 063, 30 miles. We're gonna track 30 miles out on the DME, hoping, well, pretty sure that this VOR does have a DME. And then we're gonna turn 031 degrees, 82 miles out, and we're gonna track inbound for Echo Echo Delta VOR, which is Needles, which is in the state of, not sure. I think that's Nevada, maybe. I literally can't see anything on roll VFR. Yeah. Yeah, California. Okay, so that's California. That's still California. So let me just turn that back to VFR. So, and then we're gonna fly via the Juliet 236 airway about so 176 miles, and then 238 miles from Tango Bravo Charlie, which is Tuba City VOR. 238 miles outbound to Shimps transition for our T-Bar 3 arrival. So, fly with Ralph, welcome to the stream. I hope you're doing well. So, you know what I'm gonna do? What I'm gonna do is, I'll tune in. So, since we've got TRM tuned in, after TRM, what do we do? So, TRM, we hit. So, yeah, there's Needles. And TRM, okay. So, we turn towards TRM. After TRM, it's 30 miles. 30 miles tracking it outbound, and then 031 degrees for about 82 miles. And then we'll tune into Echo Echo Delta VOR, which is 115.2. So we're gonna go ahead and have that here, and we're gonna tune the rest of the VORs once we're past Seal Beach, because it's actually like nearly full VOR, full-on VOR navigation today. Probably with Drive, I'm doing great. I hope you're doing great too. Oh, you already said you were great. I'm glad that you're great. It's gonna be a fun flight, man. Just gonna tell you that. So Echo Echo Delta, and then we're gonna fly direct to Tango Bravo Charlie via Juliet 236 and Shimps, which is an intersection. So and then we're gonna look at the chart for T-Bar 3. Alright, so we're ready to proceed with our checklist now that we've done all our navigation stuff. Okay, so if you take a look, before start checklist, cargo fire detection. Yeah, okay. Flight recorder, stall warning. Flight recorder, stall warning. This one's loud. Alright. Emergency exit lights on. Let's go ahead and fasten seatbelts. No smoking lights. Actually, I usually hit the fasten seatbelt sign right before pushing. Haven't been on the network for a pretty long time. Yeah, I haven't been on the network since yesterday. But in Explain, it has been a really long time. But this afternoon, it's been 11 updates since I've had that last CTD. So I'm gonna go ahead and test that out. Hopefully, no issues with that, you know. But you should get back on the network. It's really fun. Alright, window heat on, or cooler DC meter on, transformer rectifier essential. I'm pretty sure that means transformer rectifier. I could be wrong though. Gasper fan, and I'm gonna make sure I have 2 of these on, and then we're gonna turn on the APU in a second. Left right AC packs are off, engine 2, APU lead, and we're gonna set up the pressure. So for cruise, it's gonna be flight level 350, I think I saw. So 350. We're gonna go ahead and set up the flight altitude there. Landing altitude for Denver. We can go ahead and take a look at that. Yeah. Alright, it's gonna be 5,434 feet. So 5,430. We can round that to 430. And okay, that stays on ground. Okay, awesome. So let's see, Gasper fan is on, pressure is good. Nav comm altitude set and verified. Nav GPS is set. And our altimeter, we will get a UDIS in a second. Well, I'm gonna take a break from flying to KSAM because you know. yeah, I know what happened. Yeah, it's tough, but it's good, you know. And there's a lot of really supportive controllers on the network, so I think you will definitely have a lot of fun with them. If you do get back to network. But if you want to do a group flight with us, just let me know on the Discord, and I'll try to set up a time so that we can fly. That'll be pretty fun. Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and grab ATIS. LAS. 135.65. It has been a while since I've flown out of LAS, let me just tell you that. Ah, right, I forgot. Set real world conditions.
Visibility more than 10. Sky clear. Temperature 4. Dew point minus
A
25.
little bit of time.
Altimeter 2992.
There we go.
Arriving
Okay, so let's get rid of the ATIS and let's refresh that. There we go. Awesome. So altimeter is 2994.
Wind light and variable.
Temperature 16.
Visibility more than 10.
16 departing when we doesn't really matter. We're just gonna take off of Q5 right
Temperature 16.
because we can.
10. Altimeter 2994. Arriving runway 07 left. Departing runway 07 left. Advise on initial contact. You have echo.
Alright, we have echo. Let's switch this to whatever frequency. Okay, so that's on that block. Everything else seems to be great. Everything is set up properly, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch on the APU. And wait a couple seconds and then hit start. Here we go. We're gonna hear that fire up. So take a look and double check my frequency. Can you guys believe that this is a texture? This isn't like this. All these rivets, that's like a texture. So like, can we just appreciate like the high definition of that? It's insane. Been having loads of fun on the level up. Yeah, it's pretty fun playing, despite the bugs that are going on, though. I'm gonna wait a little bit because I do have to wait for that EGT to drop a little. Actually, rise. That's what I meant. So in the meantime, so that's armed. Let's go ahead and test these. Great. And okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the APU started. Alright, and we're on APU power. We're gonna go ahead and switch that off. Actually, it's already off. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Bam. Galley power comes on, I think, before takeoff. It's in the before takeoff checklist. Oh, I accidentally tried to turn on the gens for some reason. Okay. On to the APU power. Hold on. There we go. Okay. For some reason, LNAV and VNAV will only turn on after takeoff. Yeah, that's a little weird. Sometimes I had that problem with the Zevo too, so I think, I don't know. I really can't guarantee what sort of issue that would be, but yeah, I'm not sure. It's nothing that really affected my flight though. Like, it's pretty easy to figure out just once you're in the air. I'll turn that on before TATSI. And those are on. Let's go ahead and call our friend at Better Pushback.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Alright. Let's wait for the tow to drive up. And, yeah, we're good. Are you guys excited to go to Denver? This is my first flight into Denver, because I just recently purchased it this morning, and I am excited. I did check it out, but I haven't flown into it, like, actually. So, okay, seatbelt signs can come on. Let them know that they can sit down. And by the way, the thing, the noisy thing with the engines doesn't happen on this one because the cabin is like sort of transparent, like normals are flipped. So we can just take a look at the outside from the inside. And it is unfortunate that the FlyJ Sim 727 does not have a cabin.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed.
But I think there's like a
Ready
cabin
to
mod
connect.
or something like that. I'm not really sure. It would be pretty cool. Just making sure that all my lights are extinguished. Those are fine. Those are also fine, and those are fine too. But everything else should be off. That can stay. Oops. Yeah, probe heaters can stay like that. That can stay that way. Auto brakes will be set on TATSI or before takeoff. Man, you guys, like, if you don't have this plane, like, it's one of my favorites, if not my favorite Boeing plane, like, right now.
Release parking brake.
It is so traditional, it is so old school, it's just so hands-on, it's so fun to
Starting
fly.
pushback, and you may start engine.
Let's go ahead and get that gate out of the plane. And with a 3-engine config, you're gonna have a lot of fun flying something different. It's like in between a Boeing 737, yeah, sure, a 737 and a 747, it's like in between both of them. Okay. But before we start, I'm gonna make sure my PSI is good. PSI is more than good. 30 plus PSI. And it is actually 231. So we're gonna go ground on this one. We're gonna watch that into rise to 20%, and we're gonna introduce fuel to the engines. This is the GTAD 9s, as you can see here. There we go, past 20. Engine 2's firing up. This is the engine type. Below all the gauges, you can see the engine type. The variant of the engine. Might get it soon, but I'll just stick to Sparky and yep. The Sparky is really good. I've flown on it before. Like, I've heard that people had issues with it on long hauls, but I've done long hauls on it and I haven't had any problems. Personally, I think it's a super, super good plane. It's one of my favorites. I have not flown the 747 in a long time though. I've been sticking to many of these new airliners. But some of the freer projects that the community comes up with are just really, really good.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Watch that into rise for a second. Alright, there it is. Engine 3. Disconnecting hand signals. And the low oil pressure light went off. Very, very good. We got a good start, and let's go ahead and bring engine 1 to life, and we will be good for our before TATSI checklist. Make sure my engines are idle.
Tow is disconnected, and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time, and have fun up there.
Alright, engine 1's coming on. Take a look at that. This is one of my favorite liveries for the 727. I think there was a nicer version for the 200, but this livery is super nice nevertheless. Picked it up from the forums this morning. For me, when I'm getting network error, when I try to download V-States, that sucks. I remember once I tried to download V-States and I had an issue because it told me that the download code I'd seeded, so that's when I just switched to Fork Boys Orthos for the US. And the engine should be good, and all the guards are closed, so we can proceed with the after engine start checklist. So hydraulic pumps slowly coming on, so first we're going to turn this one on, and as soon as that's into the, okay, there we go. And we're gonna go ahead and close all the gen ties. Switch this to gen 3, and all those lights that we're on are gonna come off. Alright, and AC meters are all good too. No low pressure lights. Cargo heat outflow is, whoops, it should be good. Hold on a second. I think I confused, because this is the oil cooler. So cargo heat outflow seems to be good. Actually, okay, so it says normal here. There we go, normal. Cooling doors open, left and right air AC packs are coming on. And turn off the, go ahead and close these blades and shut down the APU. And I think we gotta turn our galley power pretty soon. Pressure to flight, and the APU is coming off. Let's go ahead and set up our lights for TATC. And actually, there is some stuff we gotta do before we head over the runways. So, on out for the transponder, anti-ice as required. Probe heaters are coming on. Weather radar system on. Airspeed and EPR bucks are set. And for departure today, I do have to take a look at that on my performance card. It's going to be 2.15 for the departure EPR, so we got to make sure we do that. Stop trim. It's set. Flaps. Let's go ahead and set those. They're going to be 20 today, if I'm not wrong. So we take a look here. Set those to 20. What's going on? Somehow they went into reverse, but let's just verify that the flaps, yeah, flaps are good. They extend pretty quickly, well, relatively quick. I'll just get Fort Boys for Utah since I'm gonna be flying around there mostly. Yeah, Fort Boys is pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see. As I was saying, stop trim, flaps, flight controls are. Let's go ahead and check those real quick. Left, right, down, up, and both rudders move fine. TATC lights are on. Let's go ahead and get those brakes released and get out of here. Only 25 right for departure today. Let's see. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and bring up my chart for LAX. Airport information chart. And if we take a look at the airport chart, we are taxiing in the right direction. We're going to go ahead and turn left. We're going to taxi via Charlie, hold short at Bravo 1. And this is to enter the runway. We're just going to be taxiing a straight line towards the runway. Okay, sorry, that was like not really a smooth turn. I've just been taking care of other stuff here. Alright, there we go. Let's go ahead and bring the chart over to the side just so that I can see better. And we're going to go ahead and perform a before takeoff checklist. For takeoff, oil cooler ground off, fuel heat off, auto pack trip. We haven't set that one yet. That goes to normal, and this goes to ground off. Oops. Ground off. Okay. Speed brake down, stop for takeoff, transponder TRA, and lights as required. So we're going to set the lights once we are on the runway. But for now, we can just set our transponder for takeoff, and we'll be good. Aviation Master, you have to put the V-State scenery that you want to install in a separate folder on your Google Drive. Yeah, I tried that too. That was like over a year ago though, so that may have changed now. Just trying to go a little slow on this thing. And our initial altitude, actually let's just go straight for flight level 350 on the autopilot too. Or first let's do 4,000 since that's Seal Beach VOR. So 4,000, and on Seal Beach, after Seal Beach we'll we'll maintain 4,000 on departure, and then once we hit Seal Beach we're going to fly direct to flight level 350. So that's what we're going to do. So 25 right, we'll be pretty close to the blast pad here. And we're going to go ahead and set our lights for takeoff. When we turn off lights, sorry guys, it's actually so unsatisfying when I don't hit these on the first try. Okay, we're gonna make the turn now. Center. I think we're good to take off. So, if we take a look at our checklist, am I still the only one here? I think so. At least the only one in chat. Don't worry. For takeoff, after takeoff, gear up, flaps up, oil cooler normal, which will automatically switch to normal. Auto pack trip, we'll make sure to switch that to cutout. Anti-ice as required, RTO disarm, and gear verified up and off. So, please remind me of the auto pack trip, just in case I forget. Okay, so go ahead and bring it up. Bring up the thrust, and go ahead and set takeoff power. Let's go. 80 knots. Got my hands on the thrust.
B1, rotate.
Rotates slightly. Make sure we are really gentle with this whole go. Positive rate. We're up. Let's just take a look at the views out there. Pretty nice, huh? Flying, we honestly should be flying like that way. We're gonna start making our left turn. Really nice. Gotta watch our speed too. You are locked. There it is. We've got the 2 flag. We can fly straight towards the VOR. Awesome. Gotta make a sharper turn. Okay. When we turn off lights and come off, and actually I did it first try this time. Alright. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and turn on the autopilot, and we're going to fly straight towards that VOR. Turn nav lock on, and we're going to go ahead and take care of the speed manually. Let's go ahead and put the gear off. Oil cooler should be good, and auto pack trip. Switch that to cutout. Captain Jarrett, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Hope you're doing great. And what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and hit alt select, arm that, and it should hold the altitude once we're there. Increase the speed. It's going to hold about 4,000 feet until we hit the Seal Beach VOR. Awesome. What do you look at those views? So amazing. LAX is just so beautiful, especially on the arrivals. it's going to go ahead and maintain 4,000 feet for us there. Go ahead and lower the thrust so that we don't pass that 250 restriction, because we're getting pretty close. Oops. Alright, don't worry, that just happens every time I add over thrust. I'm just gonna go ahead and give those speed brakes a try today. Lower to 250 and watch the speed so we don't surpass. Awesome. Great. A little more speed, just a tiny little bit, to kind of keep that. And, okay, so what I'm going to do here is 116.2 is tuned in to the other DME, somehow still not picking up the signal. So I'm assuming that VOR doesn't have DME distance. So, which is good because we're just going to fly it inbound. Approaching Seal Beach. We're very, very close to it. There we go. Approaching the Cone of Confusion. What do you guys look at that? So nice, so nice. We're just kind of almost about to break through the clouds here, and this, if I'm not wrong, is Long Beach Airport. There we go. Alright, increase the speed. Flaps are retracted. We don't need anti-ice today. Actually, at least for the departure out of LAX, but I'm pretty sure we do need that for Denver. If it's cold. Haven't really heard much of the cold weather at Denver lately. We should be flying right over Seal Beach VOR. There it is, that's Seal Beach. Take a look at that. Los Alamos, I think. Alamitos. And we're flying right over it. There it is. It's right down there. Should switch to front flag any moment now. There it is. And we're switching to 116.2. Course is going to be 80 degrees. You know what? I think it's not going to catch it yet. So 8, and we'll do heading hold. And we're just gonna fly 080. We can just track outbound. I don't think it matters too much. So since Seal Beach apparently does have a DME, we can just tune in Seal Beach 115.7 on... There we go. So we can just track in terms of miles. How many miles? TRM, and from SLI to TRM, I'm going to open up a new Sky Vector tab. So SLI TRM. SLI to TRM is 80 degrees, 95 miles. So once we hit 95 DME, we'll be sure that we'll be passing over the VOR. Lower the speed. And 350, so we're gonna do IAS hold. Accidentally had a little issue there. Actually, I'm gonna set 220 for IS Mach. I'm gonna set the speed up, that way it climbs a little faster. Great. Continue to fly outbound. It's gonna lower the vertical speed to match the sort of an auto throttle, but it's not really. So we're about 14 miles. This is our DME2 distance. We have seal reach tuned into DME2, so we're gonna take a look at that. And if we take a look at Navigraph 2, we're flying a little bit off course. So actually, I think I'm just gonna fly heading about 85, maybe 95. Engaged. And it's landing lights off. And if we take a look, passing 11,000 feet, so we can go ahead and switch that fast seatbelt signs off. We're just cloud surfing here. Very nice. Really looking forward to Denver. We're pretty good on track. We're pretty good. And at the moment, oh wait a minute, I know why. I think it's actually caught the signal now. So if we go to navlock mode, then it's gonna follow the VOR that we're tracking. Okay, good. Now we don't need the DME thing. And if we go on 116.2, I don't know. Okay, it does have a DME, so it's weird that it didn't capture it when we flew over seal reach. But at least now it's captured it. It's gonna fly us straight towards it. Passing 15,000 feet. go ahead and continue on the route. And actually, I haven't taken a look at, I've been just fully basing myself on the VORs, but I haven't taken a look at the departure chart, which is LAX 1 departure. So if we take a look, we're off course a little bit. I think we should be off course to the right. Yeah, we are. Great. Perfect. I think it's... Yeah, there we go. IS hold somehow got disengaged, so now it's literally like just flying upward. So we can just lower that to like 205, 210 or something. We're at transition altitude, so 299 on both altimeters. Now it's gonna try to lower that to sort of match. Actually, let's do 195. We've got a lot of ortho for Denver's arrival. Whoops. Let's see if we can take some good screenshots. Maybe this one. Not really sure what the best angle is. Let's try this downward angle. It's pretty cool. Alright, and it's flying straight towards the line. It's starting to center the needle. And if I take a look at Navigraph, it seems to be correct. It's just a tad off course since the VOR is actually a little bit to the right of the actual flight path. But it's going to turn to the left and sort of correct itself and fly along that. So 116.2 is tuned in. And the next one, so it's just the Avery waypoint. So we're just gonna track outbound, and for Avery, we're just gonna do, hold on, actually, I lost my Sky Vector thing. Since I use Sky Vector a lot, and like it accidentally just, well, not accidentally, it just updates constantly. So there it is. Once we reach TRM, we're going to turn 63 degrees and we're going to fly about 30 miles just on that course. And then that's sort of like vectoring ourselves towards the next VOR. So about 63 miles. Now let's take a look. It's a little bit more precise. I think that's good. Alright, it's going to start doing the left turn, and that is the St. Jacinto Mountain. Behind that is the Palm Springs International Airport. It's just a small airport, but it is good. It is a pretty good airport. Really nice. Mount St. Jacinto is also super, super cool during the winter. Hopefully we don't get too many of those weather updates. They're pretty crazy. little bit less than 200 knots is what we're holding for the IAS. Can we get the outside view? Yeah, of course we can. It is so nice out there. Holy crap. The freaking weather update, man. Jesus Christ, that's fun. The weather doesn't just update like that. Come on. Oops. Getting sort of a runway view. I don't even know what airport this is. We're going to be flying over the Mount St. Jacinto Mountain towards Denver. How nice is that? And we're still about 40 miles, there's still 40 miles left. Centering, turning to the right a little bit. Yeah, it is so nice. The plane is so nice. I think it is like, I think it's like for more advanced that's plane users, but if you wanted to buy it, I would totally say go for it. Like, this is sort of where you find, this is the plane where you know, like, this is where modern airliners come from. Like, all this stuff, all this old technology is still sort of applied on the old airliners, but instead of them, like, having to do all this, the computer does everything for them. But here you sort of know where it comes from. Like, instead, and like, without all those fancy computers, you just do it all yourself. I really like hands-on stuff. This is my type of plane, definitely. 100%. And that is Palm Springs International Airport, and it is... I think this is a freeware scenery for Palm Springs. It is super, super nice. We have to fly in there again sometime. Definitely have to. We're about 29 miles away from the Jacqueline Cochrane Regional Airport, or the Tango Romeo Mike VOR, which is also known as Thermal VOR. And we're gonna fly 63 degrees out for 30 miles. That's exactly what we're gonna do. We've got that set up so that by the time we get there, we can just set our heading pole, and just fly the heading without a problem for another 30 miles outbound, and then tune into the next VOR, being Echo Echo Delta VOR, and we're gonna fly towards that VOR for about 82 miles. We're gonna fly towards that VOR for about 82 miles, and that is Tango Victor No, Tango Bravo Charlie. So Tango Bravo Charlie VOR. Actually no, that's. I think Tango Bravo Charlie is. Okay, actually hold on. So Juliet 236 is to another VOR, Tango Bravo Charlie. So we're flying from Echo Echo Delta to Tango Bravo Charlie. And after Tango Bravo Charlie, we're flying to Shimp's intersection into T-Bar 3. So that's basically what we're going to do. Sorry for confusing all of you. Yeah, very surprising. To be honest, I would prefer the MD-11 because it's pretty similar, and I could actually use a Swiss Hillary. Yeah. The MD-11 is probably your go-to. Hence the fact that you flew on it once. You're really lucky to have done that. It is such a nice plane. I wish I flew on the MD-11. There was a big accident with it. I remember. It's like a Swiss MD-11 crashed into the ocean at like, I don't know how many miles per hour. 300 or something. Awesome. 16 DME. Bro, this is so screenshot worthy. I have to find the right like angle. How about this one? Let's try that. Or we could try, guys, let me know if the desktop audio is too loud. It shouldn't, but just let me know if it is. I like these close-up angles for screenshots. They are pretty damn nice. Okay, so next VOR is 115.2, which is Echo Echo Delta VOR. But we are going to fly after we hit TRM. We're going to fly this VOR outbound. We're not really going to fly the VOR outbound, but we're just going to track DME distance outbound while flying on a heading. And then we will join Echo Echo Delta, which is 115.2, and we can tune that in onto our primary and our VHF2 to get some DME distance if we've got that available. That'll be amazing. Alright, so we're outside the chart bounds already. Doesn't say that we crossed thermal because it's like a separate box thingy. But I'll take it. We can still, we don't need the charts, we can still know how far we are from the VOR. So I can already tell, whoops, I can already tell that the airport is down there and the VOR should be, let's see if we can spot it. Yeah, there it is. Yep, that's the VOR. So we're soon going to start to get that needle just making crazy movements. The cone of confusion. Here it is. Should happen any moment now. There it is. There we go. Heading select. Engaged, and we're going to go ahead and fly heading of 063 while flying this outbound. And we can go ahead and tune in 115.2. And also on this one. So we're about 106 miles away from that one, but we're going to fly this heading out from this VOR for about 83 miles, if I'm not wrong. So that's, okay, yep, 82 miles, close enough. No, 30 miles, 30 miles, and then 82 miles towards the Echo Delta VOR. So this plane, like, if you're one of the advanced users, even if you're just a beginner user, and you just want something to do, like, you're just bored of the modern airliners that do everything for you, this is the plane you should look forward to, because you're literally never going to get bored. There's always something to monitor, there's always something to control, take care of. This plane has no auto throttle, so you're gonna have to take care of the speed manually, like, for the entire flight. So, well, if you don't like that, then this is not the plane for you. But I personally like doing hands-on stuff. But let's say you're busy, I don't know. I don't think you could do a long haul with this, like, unless you find like a very specific sweet spot for the IAS. But again, sometimes X-Plane refreshes the what's it called? Oh, Fly with Rev, welcome back. Refreshes the weather and then just yanks the plane around like it's, I don't know. And then you'd have to take care of the speed after doing that, or else, like, I don't know, you could screw something up, or maybe something gets screwed up. Like, this plane requires a lot of your attention, and that is not even an opinion, it's literally a fact. So, if you want to fly this plane, then you better like doing stuff all the time. Maintenance. Oh. I have seen... That is pretty cool. So this is off. So does that mean that if I turn this on, I could get random failures at a certain point? That's pretty cool. Pretty cool. And just to make sure we are flying correctly. Actually, we shouldn't have this. We should have 116.2 because we have to track outbound to know when to turn. Otherwise, we won't, like, know. You know what we could also do? We could do 115.2, and as soon as that needle centers, we can turn. However, there is a however. I think it would still, actually, it's honestly just a matter of preference because both work. There isn't, like, I don't think there's like a better option. It's just how traditional you want to be. Okay, so we're just gonna track DME distance. I think it'd be a little more precise. I mean, it honestly doesn't make a difference, but you know. Again, it's a matter of preference. Try to look at some views. Whoops. We have our wing light on. I think turning that off would make the quality of our screenshots better. Just gonna turn one, take one from this angle. Pretty cool. Anyway, have to focus up here. It says he said 30 miles. So so let's go ahead and put 115.2. You see the needle should almost, well, I'm not really sure actually. Oh boy, we're gonna fly along this line of the ortho. If we put 116.2, we're already 30 DME, but if you take a look, The needle is, well, 031 for 32 miles. 031. Okay. So, yeah, I'm just gonna tune into 115.2. I'm gonna go nav lock mode, disengage this, and needle didn't really center. Are we at? No, wait, almost. We almost are. So this has to be turned to 33 degrees. 31 degrees. That's my fault. Here we go. 31 degrees, and now we can tune in on the standby. The Echo Delta VOR, just needles. No, we're flying towards needles right now. We can tune in the Nets VOR, which is Tango Bravo Charlie, Tuba City VOR, which is 113.5. So if we put 113.5 on the standby, that works. Let's put it on both. Nice. It's flying back towards the course, and I can tell on Navigraph that is correct. I always double check that the behavior of the aircraft is correct. Got to go. Good luck with the plane. No problem. Have an awesome day, man. Thank you so much for joining the stream. Hope you have an awesome day, man. And I'll select, go ahead and arm that. Whoops. Well, it's still flying. I thought it was 33,000 for a second, so it hasn't thrown the alarm back at us. So we should be good. Make the right turn, and we're aligning on the course, so it's good that we have out select armed since we're cruising at 35,000, and sometimes when I forget to do that, it's just frustrating because the plane's just going to go past the altitude that I told it to go. Even if it's already put here, you have to hold the altitude, so you just have to hit out select for it to hold. So we're just arming that so that by the point we're at like 34,800 feet, it will start pitching down a little, you know. We can decrease the speed, and I can increase the thrust. And that'll make us climb faster because it will try to pitch up to try to match the speed. Now it's going to pitch down a little more because it isn't that huge of a difference, but it is a difference nevertheless. Starting to align there. Just making sure, I'm just monitoring the instruments, making sure that everything looks good. Everything seems to be good so far. And now that I think about it, I think I should put some music on. Some Stream Safe 4-5. Get that going on the background. There we go, we got the 1,000 to go chime. We put this song like 10 billion times. I'm gonna put this one. There we go. Really nice. Nice views. Such a classic flight. Flying along the line of misery. What separates ortho and S-plane default scenery. Just trimming it out. 34 sits. centering the needle. Beautiful. There we go. Alright, now, I don't think it matters anymore for the IIS hold. We can just take care of the throttle ourselves. Awesome. Starting to center the needle. Bring the thrust back just a tiny little bit. Just gonna make the left turn, and we're starting to enter the X-Plane default scenery area. Oh my god. I should honestly just get like ortho for every state as soon as I get a new hard drive. Goodbye, Ortho. We'll see you again on final approach to Denver. It's 27 miles left. Tuba City, we are, okay. So 27 miles to Tuba City is 113.5. So, towards Tuba City. So, Juliet 236 airway. if we just take a look at that, as soon as we hit Tuba City, so I'm just guessing, like 45 degrees or something. It's just a quick 15-degree turn. About 20 DME. Inbound 14 miles. So inbound 14 miles, make the left turn about 45 degrees. So 35, 40, 45. And we've got 113.5 tuned in. So let's see how much time. So it says 186 miles. And if I put in, let's see, needle centers, when I put in 48 degrees. Okay. So we'll do 48 degrees then. For now, let's put 115.2, just to get the DME distance. We still have it up here, but, you know. Soon enter the cone of confusion. I'm not really sure if I can see the VR from all the way up here, but I should be flying right over it really soon. Right over the VOR. 113.5, and it is going to be 48 degrees. Directly towards the VOR, and put that on now block mode. So start turning right towards it. There we go. Watch not to overspeed though. Maybe I should turn on anti-ice just for prevention. And turn these on. Open these. Great. Starting to center the needle. Bring the power back a tad. Keep it safe from the speeding zone. I don't know if the music's too loud. And and this shouldn't be tracking outbound. We're tracking inbound, so we'll go ahead and move straight towards that. We're about 157 miles away from the Echo Delta VOR. There we go. Okay. It's weird because it says California. I think we're gonna fly back into the California area, because I think there's the orthos like over there. I'm not really sure, but if Needles is part of California, we should get ortho for that. About 149 miles out. And I think we're just flying at a wind correction angle. You can see the plane's kind of flying a little bit tilted, which is totally normal. Flying a little bit over to the left of the needle. Just not right on the center because of the wind. Constantly changes. It's very inconsistent. Hopefully no wind shear at Denver. So like at the moment I think at the moment we've got about a temperature of 12, so pretty close to the anti-ice temperature. So we'll keep it on. Variable direction is at 5, so it seems like it's pretty chill at Denver at the moment. It's not too windy. About 130 miles out. It's just basically a straight line towards the VOR. And I'm not sure if I should have that on 2, because we can just pay attention to the needle. It doesn't matter too much. And the next VOR being Tuba City at 113.5. So we're not flying towards, we've already flown over Echo Delta, and it's towards Tuba City, and after Tuba City we're gonna fly direct to Shimps. So I should probably just open up my chart here for the arrival, which is gonna be the T-bar 3 arrival. T-bar 3. And if we take a look, this is outbound. So Shimps, which is flight level, they say flight level 270, heading 42 degrees. So we're going to turn 42 degrees, and there appears to be, I'm not sure, I think we're just going to tune into the Denver VOR once we're approaching, but I guess as soon as we hit Shimps, we should turn 42 degrees, turn left, intercept T-bar, and then 43 degrees towards Monarch. At flight level, It's between 210 and 170 at 250. Since we'll be approaching the Denver airspace. Denver Bravo. But we're chilling for now. Seems like that's not ortho. I don't have Colorado ortho. I think I used to have some for Nevada. I'm not sure. But I have too many ortho tiles for places I don't even fly to. So I should probably clean that up. Probably. Because there's places I won't even fly like all the time, but... Or I could also get another hard drive, which works. It works. So realistically, if we want to be at, say, okay, so Epic, this cliff, and I'm going to open up the airport chart for Denver. So if we take a look at the airport chart, we can notice that once it's right is on the other side. Okay, no, it's... So this is how they look like. There's two... Yep, and once it's right, it's coming in from the north, so we're gonna have to take Epic at 13,000 feet and then Cliff. So that is why it says landing runways once it's left and right. I could have just looked at that, but yeah, Cliff at 210 knots, and since the airport elevation is like 5,400 feet, yeah, 5,400 feet, that would technically be counted as 6,000 feet ish. Above ground level. Just continue flowing on this course, and we'll be good. About 96 miles within about 100 miles out, less than 100 miles out to the VOR station. No clue what to talk about, frankly. Our altimeter is looking altimeter text is looking pretty white today, don't you guys think? It's pretty cloudy here. Seems like it's overcast-ish. I don't think this is scattered. This is pretty dense. Pretty dense. Pretty dense cloud layer. And it seems like we're just gonna fly just about next to it. So since we're flying towards Tuba City, and then it'll just be direct to, what's it called? Schnips intersection. Wait a minute. This is a VOR. Well, actually, no, it's not a VOR. I can tune into Blue Mesa VOR, which works. I could say that works, actually, and let's see if my chart has an alternative if we're coming in from Blue Mesa. So if we're coming in from Blue Mesa, Gunnison, Colorado, that would be flight level 20 at 1Z. And we'd maintain that until T-bar, which is 200 and 220. So actually, what we're going to do, instead of flying to Schnipp is we're just gonna fly to this station, Blue Mesa 114.9er, and that is gonna be easier than just tracking this VOR outbound towards Shimps. I really don't know how to say this. But let's tune in 114.9er. Yeah, okay. 114.9er. And let's see. So if I make that active on my second, yeah, it doesn't catch it yet because we're way too far away from it. So yeah, we're just gonna continue flying on course for this one, and then we can decide. So nice, what a view. Sometimes default scenery isn't that bad, you know, but ortho is obviously miles better. That's just what I think. .8 miles out, and what I'm gonna do, actually, is I will take a look at Blue Mesa and how far off it is, because it seems like Schnips, or whatever this is, it seems like it's slightly off course. So it's 43 degrees for 238 miles. From the Tuba City VOR, but then you'd have to fly a little bit more just to get to Blue Mesa. So this seems to be like, I don't know, like, it's hard to tell. But we'll fly in there nevertheless. Miles away. If we can take a look here. 32. Approaching Tuba City and guys, we are approaching VOR. Soon as we hit that, we're going to go ahead and switch over to 4.9er, and we're going to fly a course of no clue. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and switch here. We shouldn't get DME distance, but if I am not wrong, okay, so 114.9 is tuned in. So it's not, it hasn't caught it yet. On 4.9er, gotta tune that one in, and actually flying right over the cone of confusion. So if we take a look at the en route chart, holy cow. So let's go ahead and tune into 114.9er. There we go, we're flying to the VR, so starting to make left to right turns. How about I figure out the thing first? So this is okay, the course. So the course is gonna be I'm guessing like around okay, let's leave it at about 42 degrees, I think. So we're gonna fly right towards that. 42 degrees. Towards 114.9er, and I think we've got the DME about 234 miles away from it. So. Texturing of the cockpit is also quite nice. Sometimes I just like taking a look at the textures. Thomas Shelby, welcome to the stream. Continue to fly towards this VOR, and we're starting to get pretty turbulent. I might want to switch on the fasten seatbelt sign. Oops. Okay, fasten seatbelts. That's on. And we can just continue to fly on this course. Oh, I see. So what Navigraph tells me it is that 233 degrees, and so the opposite of that is 50, not really sure, 53 degrees. So what if we change this to 53 degrees? Because it still takes you towards the VOR. I think we're just going to fly on a more specific, we're going to fly on the Juliet 128 airway, basically. Let's see. I'm going to make sure that we're actually flying on the course that we're trying to fly to. Sometimes it will say that we're flying, that the needle's off to another course, but I just don't want to fly too far off. Needle should start centering if we're flying on the right course. Let's see. Pretty soon, assuming. I see it. There we go. I see it start to center now. I think we are flying on the right course. Hold on. Is it actually centering? There we go, 43, and we're gonna make a right turn, and we'll just fly along this. About 181 miles out. We're sort of getting closer.
Optimus FLD weather. Wind 240 to 7, visibility more than 10. Sky clear, temp.
Okay, now that we're about 84 miles away from the VOR, I think we should calculate our descent. So our target altitude, for final approach, this is the airport chart. So I take a look at the approach. We've got ILS or localized runway once it's right approach, so we're going to take ILS runway once it's right. Final approach at Jetson, 7,000 feet. So let's say we are, our target altitude is about 7,000 feet. Top of descent would be 88 miles away from that. So, technically speaking, Flight Simmer, welcome to the stream. You're late again. You're very responsible. As I was saying, so if I head over to SkyVector and I check out SNPs to T-bar, that's about 150.9 miles. So if we cut that in half, we would get our top of descent point. And I would say that that's right at, I'm not sure. I think I'll just descend straight for 200 at T-bar. Or, you know what else I could do? Yeah, actually, I'm just gonna descend towards T-bar as soon as we hit that transition point, basically. As for the VOR, so this is the procedure, and then we've got our ILS DME frequency, and then we've got Denver VOR, which is 117.9. so we can have that on standby. Why is the plane? Oh, I thought it was turning. Okay, so, top descent realistically is after we're past the VOR and we're about 65 pounds away from it. Technically I could fly a little bit faster to it if I really wanted to fireball this thing to its max EGT. But I don't think United would be very happy if we do that. Or the engines, for that matter. Another engine fire wouldn't be too bad. We've got a pretty large wind correction angle. If you take a look, we're basically like flying sideways, sort of. That's how it looks like every time we're corrected by the wind. You're not actually like flying sideways, it's just that the wind is so strong that you have to correct your angle to sort of fly towards it, wherever you want to fly. And I have never seen, hold on, let me just go back to this. I have never seen the missed approach like this, like sort of split thing. It's always like somewhere somewhere on the top right or something on the corner. It usually isn't like split, but yeah. Localizer. Okay, so for the missed approach, we can just review this now. So climb to 5,900 and then climb right turn to 12,000 feet, heading 218 and outbound on Foxtrot, Quebec Foxtrot VOR, Romeo 254 to Bruce, about 26 DME and hold, rest reg by ATC. So that's our missed approach procedure, but instead of doing all that, we can just get her down at all costs. Hopefully a butter today. I don't want to smash it again or float too much. That would really suck. I'm gonna leave it at about 8.5. About 40 miles. And they're going to start getting stronger now. Starting to make the turn for the correction angle. Flight Simmer, you have the 732. Does that thing have LNAV and VNAV and all that? Well, I'm pretty sure it has auto throttle, but LNAV and VNAV, I'm not sure about that. I don't think it does. Like, I'm not really sure. Well, if you fly it with the FMC, then I guess they may have implemented something like that. This thing doesn't even have like any of that. Well, actually it does, in a way, because lateral navigation is being able to navigate towards a VOR like this. So this technically does have LNAV, but like it doesn't automatically switch over the new VOR frequency. Like you have to do all that manually. So I guess in a way this one does. It doesn't have auto throttle. It's interesting because I remember watching a comparison video, and they compared both of them, and they like specifically just said that the 727 does not have auto throttle, and that made me assume that the 732 did have. I mean, I don't really know much about Boeing aircraft. In terms of that. This is the thing about long hauls on this thing. Like, you literally, like, I don't even know how people, like, I think these aren't even used for long hauls. Or wherever used for a long haul. We'll probably maybe a 6-hour flight, 7-hour flight is the longest I could imagine people would just be here, because this requires 3 people on the crew. So that means you would have to have probably like, I don't know, 2 other pilots, because you'd have to have a backup engineer and a backup pilot. So I mean, that's just my assumption. Could be different. And we are approaching the VR, so take a look at the chart. Okay, yeah, I can see, there it is. So what I'm gonna do is T-bar, 200, and start my descent. And we're not going to do IS hold, we're just going to do vertical speed, it's easier. We don't have a hurry trying to do that. Does the 732 throw in chimes like every time? Like this sort of thing? When you try to idle? Because I literally can't idle the thrust in the air on the 727. It always has to be like either very close to idle, but it can't be idle, because then I'm gonna get that chime. You see that? I don't know if it's the same case on the 732. I don't know which of them are the older plane, actually. I think this was like late 60s or maybe early 60s. I don't remember. Why can't I idle? Well, I technically can, but it's just gonna throw this annoying chime at me. Okay, unless 732, if I idle and put the spoilers out, it'll descend faster than anything other descent. Okay, so, this thing actually takes a while. Well, similarly, I guess you could say similarly, this thing, like, every time you just drop the nose, this, like, the slightest, it'll just completely drop the nose, and it's just so hard to recover it. That's why it's usually, I think it's usually a lot better to just put all the weight on the back of the plane instead of on the front. Because it is like a dramatic nose drop. Like, if you ever like mess up by like 1 degree, you could like absolutely smash it into the runway, even if your approach was perfect. Like, you literally have to know how to flare this thing properly in order to land it well. Like, it has to be a very, very good flare. I mean, overall, I think I've done a pretty decent job at doing that, but let's see how this goes in Denver. Okay, so we're tracking outbound. I can go ahead and activate the heading select. Move a little bit over to the right. Don't know why it's moving so much. It's not that. It's not that much. It's just a few degrees. T-bar. We are currently at flight level 280. So I think we're at a good rate. So if we make it to T-bar, we're gonna make a left. And yeah, so T-bar, I'm not really sure how far that is from the, I can try and take a look at Sky Vector. So Sky Vector says, hold on, there was VOR right here. Blue Mesa VOR. HBU, Hotel Bravo Uniform, to T-bar. That would be 46 degrees and about 85 miles. So we would have to track 85 miles outbound. To get to T-bar supposedly, which, I mean, I guess that could be true. We gotta be careful of the terrain. We're not too far from it. But I think 5,000 feet won't be that bad. And we're gonna get lots of flat terrain over there. Actually, you know what? I changed my mind. We should be 220. 220 for now. And T-bar is 220, so I think that's when you're past all the terrain. I think I might have to send it a little bit too early. So I'm sort of going to improvise. I'm going to hold flight level 240. There we go. To stay clear of the terrain for the most part, just want to stay away from it. And we should hold that. Default scenery is not looking too bad over here. We're gonna get the ortho pretty soon. Excoders Denver covers a very big radius of ortho around Denver. Probably bigger than anything I've ever seen, honestly. So that should be quite nice to check out. Cause we'll have ortho for that arrival, on approach and everything. I think it's gonna be really good. And okay, so we've got Denver VOR tuned in on 7.9er, and if we take a look and confirm that is correct, 7.9 is correct, and here, well, the VR is like right here. So after T-bar, MNARC actually, is where I should do some calculations. 44. So 03 degrees. Okay, there it is. 139 miles. HBU to Denmark. There it is. So that's 97 miles. So 97 BME technically. And then we can make the left turn towards the VOR. Technically it is 030, 44 nautical miles. But since we have the VOR tuned in, we can actually put it on the second navigation. 030. And yeah, we are actually like on course for that. Wait, what? We're not getting away from it. Let's try to flip that around. Okay, so Denver. There we go, 117.9er. Details magnetic variation at about 008. There we go. And it's not gonna, apparently not gonna give us anything. Oh wait, there it is, there it is. We are about 76 miles away from Denver Airport. This is still telling me the DME for our VOR tuned in here. So we'll still get that information. Okay. And 97 is the DME that we're looking for to make the left turn towards 030. temperature 13, altimeter 299 Pressure, winds from north 300 out 10, gusting to 17 miles per hour, 15 knots. There we go. I always get confused with this one and this one. There we go. There we're starting to see the ortho area around the airport. We're going pretty quickly, but that's fine. We'll be fine. So what I'm going to do, visibility 10, okay, 13. Alright, I'm going to put in the localizer frequency for Denver on standby, which is 111.9er. Localizer frequency on standby, final approach course 173. And we're descending straight to 7,000 feet. Descending really quickly. And we're almost basically parallel to runways at this time. Not sure exactly where they are. Well, almost parallel, because the airport should be straight up ahead. Somewhere. There's the city. Somewhere around there. There it is. That's Denver. So what I'm gonna do, actually 9,000 feet would be more logical. Gotta watch the speed. Ortho looks quite nice. This is not an Ortho 4 SP tile, I think. This is just like some of the mesh zoom level. Very high resolution Ortho tile, like in the scenery. Also some nice city buildings. About to hit 10,000 feet, I'm just going to switch on my lights to just fully focus on the arrival. Seatbelt signs are on, I turned them on pretty early. Some sun reflection on that. There we go, that's altitude warning, about 1,000 to go. That gives us time to select the altitude hold. I think, isn't that like Denver or Stapleton Airport? Not sure. About 15 miles away. We will be parallel with the runways pretty soon. There's the airport, you can't see it. And we're gonna go ahead and come in for the runway. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna do something a little crazy. Runway 3, okay, so this is 16 right. 34 right. Runway 34 right approach. What if we can, land on these runways? Well, we are very close to them already. Yeah, we can't do that. So we'll have to do the 16 right approach. I think I was a little too late with making that decision. How's it going? Just got back from a flight. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed that. Bobby Edmonds, welcome to the stream. You're just in time for landing. We're on heading mode, so we can just move around. Whatever. Descend to 7,000 feet. Just about in time. That's Coder's Denver. May or may not have nearly busted the Bravo, but that happens. That happens, man. I feel you. We're way too fast. We'll slow down. Okay, about 173 on the course. Make sure I set that. I will eventually. Just not now, because we're currently using heading mode to kind of vector ourselves in. And we're coming in for once it's right, so we're going to do that. Actually, we're going to do something a little more interesting today. We're going to go ahead and hand fly it. I kind of feel like hand flying this thing at 300 knots. Because for some reason we're flying way too fast. There we go. We don't need ILS frequency to intercept the ILS. Wait, is my mic working now? There it is. Okay. 200 knots. Let's keep it right at that. Okay. I think it works now. I'm seeing the output on the mic on Streamlabs. Okay. We're gonna make... Actually, we're down. We're gonna make a right turn, a right circle. And if I take a look at the charts, once it's right is the one that's actually the closest to me. So I'm going to be careful here. You know when you're about to crash an aviation master trick, man? I just think I think it's less work to do this than to literally move 1,000 switches on the autopilot to just get me on the ILS. Like, I can just hand fly it. It's a lot better. It's a lot more challenging. Plus, I want to have a little bit of fun. VREV 118. Directly towards it. Careful. About 1,000 feet. I'm literally yanking the yoke all the way up here. And we're coming in. A little bit misaligned with the runway, but that's fine. Get your landing rates in. Landing rate guesses in. And hopefully we make it out alive. I have to set the trim for arrival. There we go. Now it's trimmed correctly. Okay. Let's go ahead and line that on the... I don't think I should get it straight on that. What's it called? The stab trim. I think I should lower the trim a little more. The trim sounds are so smooth, like you can just listen to that. Pretty smooth. And since this is like a retired delivery, we should like park somewhere there, like one of those hangars. That's what my idea was. It would feel like a little more professional, as if we were like delivering this 727 for like a flight to Chicago or something. Alright, over the numbers.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
That was okay. Reversers. brake disengage. Manual braking. Disarm. I'm gonna take this as it. Welcome to Denver. Bad first landing, but we made it nevertheless. Why are these tattooways so thin? This is how it is in like in real life. I don't remember the tattooways being so thin. So anyway, let's park at that gate over there. I mean, not gate, hangar. APU's firing up. This goes to ground off. Speed brakes. Bit of a floater, yeah, a little bit. I think it was quite a bit. We got our APU running. We kind of have to get the thrust up a little more on this taxiway because of it's like we're climbing this taxiway basically. We're gonna go ahead and cross runway once it's left. Look at those textures, the quality of that. Amazing. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Chill out here. I think this is another runway. Yep. It appears to be. Actually, no. This is where I wanted to park. There we go. I remember back at Denver. Stupid music. Shut up. Thought this was lo-fi. Anyway, I remember back at Denver, I saw some 727s parked at these hangars, and the hangars like right over there. Like not 727s, like, you know, the old vintage aircraft. Those are just very nice to see. Let's go ahead and shut down the engines. Turn off the taxi light, navigation, and beacon light off. Go ahead and sorry, can't talk. Get that off. Fast seatbelt signs off. No smoking off. Turn off my probe heaters and my window heat. Go ahead and disarm the auto brake. Turn off my hydraulics. And actually, I'm going to switch this to standby and bus tie and shut down the EPU immediately. And those are disarmed. This goes back to ground. And we can just shut down the battery. Welcome to Denver. Nice area here. You have a nice view of the terminal here. This is usually where the Southwest aircraft are parked, and here we are, sitting at this random ramp. Honestly, pretty nice airport. There's a lot to see in terms of ground textures. Let's take a look at some angles real quick. Hold on. There we go. Really interesting to see how that turned out. Very interested. I think that was pretty far. That was after landing. Somehow missed that part. There we go. We were a little bit high. Just a tad. Not too much. Move back. was on the flight sim 727 run. So nice. So we sort of floated it. Yeah, that was okay. Let's take a look at the passenger view. Man, look at those textures. Dang. It was a pretty big float. Definitely. Let's take a look at that from the tower view. I'm not sure if that's autogen or if that's mesh, like, well, custom buildings. Pretty sure maybe some of it is, maybe some of it is not. Not sure. There we go. Floated just a bit, unfortunately. Let's take a look at one more view on the passenger side. We're like right here. There we go. And with that, I will close the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed this flight to Denver. It was really fun, honestly. Hold on, let me just bring in my rolling music. Come on, there we go. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. If you like this stream, don't hesitate to leave a like and subscribe. We will be definitely checking out Escort Denver on some next streams, probably on some other airliners, but for now, that is pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed the flight, and I will see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Peace.